Hi, Regina here. I have an interesting presentation about financial confidence. So, I'll share my screen to show you financial confidence. My name is Regina Wallmark. I'm an inspirational business mentor. I'm based in Stockholm. Uh, Financial confidence, it is about self-respect, the worth in your own eyes. Good or bad, financial routines influences, of course, will have a great impact. Also, your friends, family, and colleagues have an impact because it influences how you view yourself and affect your mental health, self-esteem, and how can we kind of move forward to independence. Well, good and bad routines influences good and bad financial decisions that you make, of course. And your friends and family, colleagues, if they always want to do a whole much expensive things and you just go along with it, but you deep down don't want to do it, I think it can kind of affect your self-esteem, right, and your mental health, and you will not feel independence. Because if your colleagues want to go out on expensive lunches, if you've been doing that for a couple of years before the lockdown, then you have to live on a budget on other things, other areas in life, right? So perhaps you just make your own food in the evening and just eat salad or sandwiches or soup or things that you make by yourself, and during weekends as well. So you have to reorganize and see, okay, my financial decisions, where can I live on a budget? What areas in my life can I live on a budget? And where do I want to have my spendings? Where do I want to spend money? There's a lot of options with different things on the market. So you really see and plan, what can I have as a good, how can I find a balance? So I feel that I am kind of independent, that I have control. And during now the lockdown, and everybody is kind of more or less have financial problems. And that is important, that you don't blame yourself for the pandemic. Even here, when we're talking about finances, because it's a lot of things that you can't help, right? But you can still feel a kind of independence because you have your spending routines under control. So you don't feel sorry for yourself and start um, shopping online to kind of comfort yourself with things that you don't need or perhaps don't even want. So it affects your self-esteem and your mental health, because the shopping addiction is a mental issue. It's a behavior. When old habits doesn't work anymore, a great opportunity to create new habits or temporary habits due to the pandemic. Everybody's talking about change. So you need new good routines instead of bad routines taking over your life. So sort out the bad ones and reorganize your spending routine towards your dreams. Consuming versus creative mode here again, and act towards your 5-year plan or vision. So everybody's talking about change, so now you kind of can take that. It's a kind of an opportunity to really get into that mindset, because sooner or later I think everybody ends up in some sort of life crisis, and that means that we have to really see, where can I make some changes? I have the opportunity now because everybody's talking about change. So use this time to really dig deep into and see where do I spend my assets. And your assets is both time and money. Even if so, try to really be on a low budget, both with your time and your money, and see where do I want to invest my time and money into. Money you can save, time you can save. You can't save time. You are today, and what will you do today? But your money you can save and live on a budget. I feel that you have your spending routines under control. Uh, do what you love. Yeah, you can see backwards what you've been doing the last 3 years and see if it looks like this. Perhaps you're spending more and more money on what? And this is just different ways to display so you see and understand, because this is a good one. You can see, okay, I spend this much or each month on this area in my life, but I want to spend it on that area of my life. Can you make a plan how to reach to make this one bigger, of the whole thing, your annual or monthly salary? So it's not always a high salary that is the solution. It could be to cut costs, because it's the same way with a business. Just because you get a lot of income doesn't mean that you earn that much money, because your costs we kind of can cut it, can eat it up. So a smaller company can make a lot of money on a small budget, to see what areas in life can I live on a low budget, and where do I want to have my spendings on what. And this is a different way to kind of illustrate it for you so you can understand it. So it's very good to use numbers or Excel or something, and to really have these charts. It's a good thing to see. So to look backwards, what have I been spending my time, my money, or time for that matter, these last 3 years. But don't be too harsh on yourself, because that is the past. But you can learn from it. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Try to make it, use it as a lesson to do better. That's the whole point, right? To learn. That's a good idea. And limiting beliefs. What's stopping you about your finances? This is a question of self-confidence. So you need to believe in your ability to create new habits and routines, financial habits and routines. Again, good to have a long-term vision board that you can rearrange. Act towards a 5 or 10-year plan will give you much joy, and you will see that you can manage this. And the subconscious will reward your self-esteem and your confidence. So your limiting beliefs, you can, if you think about finances and money, how do you feel? Analyze yourself, your feelings. Do you feel a bad conscience? Why? Or what area do I feel that I don't have control, or I don't spend as I wish I would have? Try to identify. And again, that's a good insight. It's not about blaming yourself, be too harsh on yourself. You have to be gentle with yourself, especially now during a pandemic. Take it as a lesson and learn from today and forward. So do what you love. That can cost you money in the beginning, of course. But try to free yourself from these limiting beliefs when it's about finances, even if you have much or not so much money. So prioritize is the main thing, even if it's about time or money. I have the same jacket today. I like this one. Yes, and so do what you love. So you try to fit these frames. In the beginning is something like I started with these online educations. I had to put down a lot of time to practice in front of camera. I had to buy a good camera. At first, I didn't have any. I didn't know what to buy, and I needed a good microphone and things like that. So it will, of course, cost you, but then you have to prioritize and say to your family and save money for somewhere else. So you have to write down what is my budget, my whole budget, and what do I want to prioritize. So then you will have your financial confidence because you feel that you have control. That's very good with the budget. So I hope this was to some help, to inspiration for you. And I see you soon in another presentation. Have a nice day. Bye.